Okay. I bought this in 1998, 30th anniversary CD. It's the number ends in 68, which is quite interesting. I'm only doing this because I haven't been watching any of these weirdos in their 50s that think the Beatles are the bee's knees. But, so I've been given a bit of a reprieve from the over, enthusiastic, almost crazy. Well, they are crazy. Look at Mark David Chapman, the ultimate Beatle fan. And it's just, let's not get into that. Plus, I've been watching, what's his name? Invisible Ray's fucked off, so there's no more yabbering and blabbering about Beatle fests and stuff. So I'm sort of clear in my head. But I somehow came across the Parlogram channel again today, and it said the 10 best sounding White Album by the Beatles, his opinion of what the 10 best sounding are. And I think 8 of them were vinyls, German, original UK presses, etc. But one thing stood out. I think his third choice, don't quote me on that, but I think it was his third favourite, was a CD, the original 1987 20th anniversary CD. Came in that ugly double jewel box. God, I hated those things. But I never actually had that. I actually won the complete Beatles catalogue that was reissued that year in '87. I was working at Patrick Jones Studios. You probably have heard about that. That's where I stormed out in front of Joe Buckner and told Patrick to get. And so a friend worked in the other dark room there. He was from Timor, East Timor, where all that trouble was, where the Indonesians were killing them and the Australian Army went in to stop them. Anyway, enough of that. He got onto the radio and got through, and he said, "Dave, quick, help me." I said, "What's up, Kian?" And he said, "I'm on the radio, and this guy's just asked me." It was a question about the Beatles. I forget what it was, but it wasn't an easy question if you didn't know anything about the Beatles, where you wouldn't know the answer at all. But I knew it straight away. I forget what it was, and the guy asked the question, and then I just sort of wrote on a piece of paper and held it up for Kian to read, and he read it out, and he won the complete Beatles catalogue from that '87 reissue series. And he said, when it arrived, he said, do you want one? I said, well, I don't want to break up a set, and he didn't. He was one of these young guys who'd be in his 50s now that, thought the Beatles were, like, I don't know, whatever. But so I didn't want to break it up. I said, if you insist, I'll take Revolver, thanks. So I took Revolver, and getting to the point, this Andrew Parlogram today, he said his third favourite was the White Album from that first 20th anniversary CD reissue. And he said the reason why is because it was a flat transfer, which means there was no fiddling with it. It was just, the original analogue tape was just simply transferred across to the digital format. So there was no interference in any shape or form. And then he said, and if you can't find that one, grab a copy of this, the 30th anniversary issue. Now, I swear to God, I bought this. I must have bought it in '98 because I was still working then. And I don't know. I think I might have played it once and just put it away. Like I said, I'm not a huge Beatle fan. That album came out when I was 17 years old. I'm 72 years old now. So they were over. The Beatles were over before I was even out of my teens. And I'm 72, so it's a long time ago. But I got a bit teary-eyed listening to this a minute ago. I was listening on my headphones, and I think it would be better through my speakers. I could crank it up a bit, but I know what he means. It's really, really, even though it's on a CD, it doesn't sound digital. It sounds, almost as warm as an original vinyl would. So, and yeah, it sounds very good. Um, so there you have it. So that's enough. So that's it. Bye. How do you turn this off?